Well, I've been dreaming a crazy dream. It's been so long now, I thought it was real. As I awaken, my eyes can see all of the beauty that's been there for me. And I'm feeling the marvelous shine. I'm feeling the marvelous shine. Got a brand new life ahead, and Lord knows I'll be fine, 'cause I'm feeling the marvelous shine. Well, I'm still reeling from this crazy dream. I'm starting to realize there's nothing's as it seems. It's like I'm walking on brand new feet. It's like I'm driving down a brand new street. And I'm feeling the marvelous shine. I'm feeling the marvelous shine. Got a brand new life ahead, and Lord knows I'll be fine, 'cause I'm feeling tomorrow's shine. But I filled my life, it seems, based on illusions of a crazy dream. When it all falls to pieces and I awaken, I come to realize I've not been forsaken, 'cause I'm feeling tomorrow shine. I'm feeling tomorrow shine. Got a brand new life ahead, and Lord knows I'll be fine, 'cause I'm feeling tomorrow shine. I'm feeling tomorrow shine. Got a brand new life ahead, Lord knows I'll be fine, 'cause I'm feeling tomorrow shine.
And so let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Verona Garland.
Good morning, and Happy New Year. Yeah, I haven't been here since last year. Happy New Year. And what showed through me today for what we're co-creating together is revealing your reverie consciousness. We'll get into that in a few moments. However, I like to start with a little giggle, a little joke, a little loosen up, wiggle something through us. So there was a trillionaire. And he had a big party at his home, and he invited thousands of people. And he had a huge swimming pool at his home. And in the swimming pool, for some reason, he had put alligators and crocodiles. And so he said to everyone at his party, "You know what? I will give whatever you want to the person who can swim from one end of the pool to the next, the length of the pool." So everybody's looking all around, looking at each other like, not me, not me. And then a person jumps in. And he jumped in, and he swam and was successfully made it to the other side of the pool, the length of the pool, and he got out. And so everyone was applauding him. And then the trillionaire said, what is it you'd like? I said, I would give anything. So what is it you'd like? And this person says, I'd like to know who pushed me in. Just a little giggle to begin with today. So, revealing your reverie consciousness. And before I go on, happy Dr. Martin Luther King weekend. Happy, happy, happy. So, a few definitions to begin with. What is a reverie? Because when Spirit put this through me, I actually said out loud, so what's a reverie, Spirit? Even though I love words, I did look it up, and a reverie can be a visionary idea. Now, it can probably be a lot of other things, and for me, a visionary idea sometimes is in a dream. I don't know about you, but I dream And I keep a dream journal by my bed. Because if I have a dream in the night, and if I don't write it down in the night, in the morning I have no idea what I dreamed about. So I believe that a reverie is a form of a dream because it is something that's a vision within and as each of us. However, it doesn't show up maybe in our day-to-day activities, even though daydreaming is a spectacular way to live your life. However, it doesn't show up when we're endeavoring in all the things that we have come to be here. So that's the definition of a reverie. Next definition, which came to me and it came through from Reverie. It's not really in the title, but it's a revelation. There's a really famous song by Ricky Byers-Beckwith, I Had a Revelation. And in that, what it says in that goes right along with one of our first songs. God loves me, God is me, God as me. And I want to add, the only way that spirit can show up here on the planet is in, through, and as each one of us. And if you were raised like me, I was raised as a Baptist girl, a Southern Baptist girl. And initially when I was taught and learned in New Thought Ageless Wisdom that God is me, I had a little challenge with that in the beginning because I thought it was sacrilegious. Until I realized all the things that I bring to the planet and got to know, oh yes, God in me, as me, is me. That's it. The only way that spirit can bring things to the planet is through and as each one of us. And all sorts of things like the person who thought of a chair that just came to me, that was spirit coming through. I don't know who thought of a chair. I don't know who invented a chair, but I'm happy they did. However, anything, any activity, endeavor, possibility of spirit, it needs to come through us. Spirit, loves and adores us. Did you know that? Good morning, love streamers. I didn't say it, by the way. Did you know that you are loved by the divine? Just take a minute, let that sink in. And that with each breath, spirit is breathing itself. Each playfulness, spirit is playing itself, just like Faith says in her song. This is the truth of who and what we are. So, a revelation. Back to a revelation. A revelation can be a disclosure not before realized. Or what I love about a revelation is it is an epiphany. You can have a revelation and it shows up in so many myriad multitudinous ways. However, it's a revelation. One of the ways I know about a revelation is it keeps coming back. It keeps showing up. It's not just some random thought that's floating through. It keeps coming up. And a revelation is something that has not been disclosed up until that moment. However, it's still within and as us because we all come coded and loaded, some people like to say. I came, you came, we came with a blueprint. And we get to live the blueprint out. So this is a revelation and reverie for me are very similar to each other. Maybe they're cousins, let's call them that. They are very similar to each other. And then finally, revealing our reverie consciousness. I know we all know what consciousness is. I just thought I might define it here. Consciousness is full awareness of the mind, the senses, and the soul. Yeah, so our consciousness, each one of us is in a state of consciousness at every given second and moment of the day. And our consciousness is very much determined by our thoughts. What am I thinking? I love it that the wonderful Catherine Ponder says, our thoughts are charged with prospering power. Yeah, that our thoughts are very, very, very important. So those three things, reverie, revelation, and consciousness. And when I was being with this, I love Rumi, the 13th century poet and Sufi master. You probably all know about Rumi. And something that showed up in some of the Rumi research I was doing says, humankind is being led along an evolving course. Through this migration of intelligences, and though we seem to be sleeping, there is an inner wakefulness that directs the dream, and that will eventually startle us back to the truth. So any of the dreams we have startle us back to the truth. I love that because it lets me know that there's an inner GPS system, God positioning system, in and as each one of us that's bringing us back to the truth. So as I said in the top, happy Dr. King weekend. This is the weekend that we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm going to try to make it through without crying. I am so grateful that this is what we do this weekend. I am so grateful that Dr. King, there's a bit of Dr. King in and as each one of us. Are you aware of that? There's some Dr. King in you. You may not be an African-American handsome man with verbosity and loquaciousness. However, there is some Dr. King in and as each one of us. I want to speak to us a little about Dr. King's dream, because what we're celebrating, besides the I Have a Dream speech, we're celebrating everything about Dr. King and his associates and his colleagues and his supporters and everyone, all of us. However, part of it was about a dream and a vision. And Dr. King's dream and vision, in some of the highlights of that speech, the I Have a Dream speeches, he had a vision of racial equality. And that is a vision we can still have, a vision of racial equality. He had a vision of peace-filled protests, a dream that all children will live as one. And I love this because it speaks right to what we all believe. There is only one of us here. One power, one presence, one essence, one substance, one. There is only one of us here. No matter what I look like, no matter what I talk like, no matter how I walk or move, there's only one of us here. And in that same dream, it includes every entity and beingness on the planet. Anything that walks and crawls and leaps and flies and runs and slithers and rolls and whatever, all the animate and inanimates, we are only one. And so that was part of Dr. King's dream, I believe. He dreamed that all children would live as one. And what are we all other than children inside? I believe that the purity of the divine is within us as the little girls and little boys that are inside of us. Yeah. And guess what? It's still there. Sometimes my little girl has me do kind of strange things like skip down the street. And I might say to her, I don't want to skip. I don't skip anymore. However, she does let me know this is for the highest and the greatest of the divine within you. This is part of what you came for. So let's get those feet and legs moving, girlfriend. So I'm just saying that this is each one of us. We are Dr. King's dream. And the last part of his dream, which is very important for all of us, no matter what our ethnicity, is that the bank of justice is solvent and trustworthy. That the check that's been written to all of us American citizens, the checks are good. So Dr. King's dream was really all those things and so much more, and we have seen how it's outpictured in our lives and in the lives of the United States of America. However, for me, I thought, okay, I know about Dr. King. I'm sure you all know about Dr. King, yes? Yeah, and we know about Dr. King, and I thought what's more important is who else supported Dr. King? Who else was a part of this dream? So I looked it up, I researched it, I had a wonderful time researching it, and what I found was a wonderful lady named Dorothy Cotton. She was born in 1930. She departed the planet. She made her transition in 2018. She was born in North Carolina. Need I say, if she was born in 1930, she lived in a segregated state. She lived a segregated childhood and adulthood. However, she became a part of the Southern Christian Leadership Corps, which was basically the foundation of what Dr. King was doing. There were other things that he was part of, because, of course, he was also a man of God. He was a minister. However, she became the education director of the SCLC, which she was, by the way, for 23 years. And what she was a part of creating was the Citizen Education Program. Now, in case you didn't know, in the South, the way that voting was segregated or held from some citizens, if you could not pass a literacy test, you could not vote. So she was in charge of, for the SCLC, the literacy, the preparation for voting literacy. And she was one of the main organizers of the March on Washington. The March on Washington, which was for jobs and freedoms, is where the I Have a Dream speech came from. Yeah, so this Dorothy Cotton, also I forgot to say, she, in her time with SCLC, she taught children how to picket and march, which is very important. It's a very important skill. My own parents taught me how to picket and march. That's who my parents are. they're in the next realm, but they still are. They taught me how to picket and march, and they taught me all the specifics of it, as well as teaching me don't fight. Don't fight, don't lash out, don't draw extra attention to yourself. We don't want to come pick you up in jail, really. So this Dorothy Cotton, that's a very important foundational piece of the SCLC, of the world, of life, that she started it in children. So you might be thinking, okay, so Dorothy Cotton, we know about her, we're educated about her. The more I learn, the better I get. That's how I feel. The more I learn, the better I get. The reason I brought her up is that she really took the time to reveal her reverie consciousness. Dorothy Cotton had a dream, just like MLK had a dream. She had a dream. She had a dream about educating people. She had a dream about teaching children. She also was absolutely revealing her reverie consciousness, which was in her all the time. Did you know that each one of us comes here with a purpose? We did. Yeah. Before we got here, each one of us. I'm not saying I know the realm in which I was in. I'm going to use the I statements. But when I chose to, before time began, when I chose to incarnate, I came with a purpose. And that purpose fuels the dream within and as me. The dream, the reverie, the revelations within, through, and as me. So you're probably thinking, okay, I think you're thinking, I can see it on your faces. I'm really excited about this. I'm ready to reveal my reverie consciousness. In what way in my humanness does that unfold? So there's a practical part of this. And it's an acronym. I'm so excited. It is Divine Revelation, Expression, and Manifestation. I'll say it again slowly. I know that when I really get into spirit, I kind of speed up. So I'll slow it down. Divine revelation, expression, and manifestation in and as each one of us. And there is a synchronicity and a serendipity in each of our lives, in each of our beingnesses, for this to happen. So the ways that really hands-on ways we get to do this is something that are general principles here at Unity. General principles, new thought, ageless wisdom. The ways we get to unfold this is meditation. Thank you for the wonderful meditation, David. Meditation. It's often said, or who says this is actually Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith says that meditation is like an interior shower. When I got up this morning, I got in the shower, turned on the hot water, and let the holy water of Oakland wash off all the dirt and the grime of the journey. A meditation is interior shower, where I let go of every single thing. I drop everything and remember that in this moment, this is the first time I have meditated. All the rest of them go by the wayside. And also, for me, meditation is a place for self-love, where I don't criticize myself about my mind going a million different directions. Literally meditate. Be in the stillness. Be in the silence. Have the inner conversation. Another way we can do it is prayer. Another way we can do this is prayer, is having our own dream. And education. I love that we get to educate ourselves in spirituality and about the divine that each one of us is. And another way that we can do this is knowing that we are not forsaken. And by that I mean the Christ consciousness streams through and as and in every cell, every atom, every fiber of our bodies and our beingness. Each one of us is the brilliant light of the Christ consciousness. And how do I know that? I can see the light of the divine in this room. And can you feel it? I can feel it. That each of us is the I am that I am. So another way that we can be our own dream, have divine revelation, expression, and manifestation is acute awareness and clarity. And by that I mean, what is wanting to emerge through me? That's a question I get to ask myself every day. What is wanting to emerge? Or, what's the world calling me to bring? Yeah, what's the world calling me to bring? And sometimes when we might think this or say this, it might be a hard one. You may get something that you might think like, oh no, that's not me. but what is the world calling me to bring? And the final part of this is, what is my own Dr. King reverie? What is my own Dr. King dream? You know, Dr. King was just like Jesus in that he was not the exception. He was just an example. That's it. He was just an example. And each one of us can be that same example of the God consciousness, of the Christ consciousness, of the I am that I am. So I'd like to give you an example in my own life of using the dream, this acronym for DREAM, Divine Revelation, Expression, and Manifestation. Part of what I do in my life is I am a prosperity mentor and coach. And I came to that because that's been my lifelong lesson, me and my abundance and me pushing it away and me not receiving it and me getting myself tied up in financial knots and me getting myself, I'll be transparent with you, getting myself $35,000 into debt at Nordstrom's. Yeah. So it's been my, amongst other visa places. So it's been my lifelong learning, my lifelong lesson, and I realized, this is my purpose. This is why I'm here, Spirit, to teach others, to facilitate others, to love others up into the abundance, the prosperity, the affluence, the wealth that each of us really is. So I have a class called the Abundance Adventure Play Shop, and I've given it for 3 or 4 or 5 years in different spiritual centers. And then a friend of mine asked me, could I put it on video so that she could share it with her congregation? And that moment, I thought, oh, this is the dream I've had about this, the dream to get it out and about to a gazillion people. And, however, my ego said, what makes you think you can do that? You don't even know how to do that. What makes you think you can do that? So I made the videos, and I reached out to your wonderful minister, David, and he helped me figure out a way that I can make the videos so that I have these 21 videos. It's a 21-day class. 21 days, every day, you do something that has to do with prosperity. And so that the videos could be available for those who procured them from me, but not for everybody in the world. I did all that, let it lay, just let it lay. I didn't follow it through. I'm going to be truthful. I didn't follow it through. I made them up. I figured out a way to make them secure. I didn't follow through. Recently, dream, a friend of mine came to me and said, I have a VA, a virtual assistant, who helped me do a lot of things. Maybe this VA can help you get those videos of yours, that class of yours, that 21 days of abundance, so people can learn that we are the abundance of the universe, up on your website. I was speechless initially, but then I realized, the God in me, as me, is working here. It's flowing through me. So I said, yes. So I have an appointment with this VA tomorrow. Even on Dr. King Day, I have an appointment with this VA tomorrow, virtual assistant, to get it up and out so that I can share what is mine to share. So in the way that I realized that this is the dream part of living is what actually happened for me was divinely revealing and expressing and manifesting. Divinely revealing, expressing, and manifesting. So in my example, just like I said, Jesus was not the exception. Jesus was just the example. So I am truly the example. Not only, I am truly the example of the divine that I am, that you are, that we are, the divine breathing itself in, through, and as each one of us. So to finish up, I want to read you a verse from 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, the first through the second verses. Knowing that the Bible is our handbook for living. It is not expedient for me to be doubtless to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I'm going to say that again because it's true for each and every one of us. It is not expedient for me to be doubtless to glory. Glory of our dreams. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. And we know the Lord is the law, that the Christ consciousness is all prevailing. It is everywhere present. So I'm inviting you today to divinely reveal, express, and manifest the dream of the divine that is the truth of who and what you are. And so it is.
I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves the highest good, then it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind. Just a little bit of time. If it serves the highest good, then it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind. Just a little bit of time. If it serves the